Hey ho! Welcome to the Flying Dutchman City Skylines. It's not a very new game. City Skylines exists for several years now. But I've recently tried to pick it up back up, and I have chosen a location which, as far as I know, is quite a challenge, as you can see. I have chosen I think it's called the Prussian Lakes. I'm not quite certain. It's a very mountainous region, as you can see. For those of you who are not familiar with City Skylines, it is a SimCity-like game with almost the same kind of characteristics as the famous SimCity, but it has some changes, some differences. It has some differences. Um, as far as I know, the most prolific difference is road management, the way to manage your roads, and that's something we need to start with. As you can see, we have a highway and with connections inside the city. So the first thing you need to do, of course, is to find out is to place roads inside the city and then start building structures, houses, and so forth. You, of course, are going to need water. You're going to need electricity. Water we can get from this river, and electricity we can get from several sources. The first source available to you will most likely be wind power, and therefore of course we need to find out where the best place is to put our wind mills, no, wind turbines. So let's start the game, and let's see if we can see. No, we can't see that yet. The first thing you can see, however, is how the river flows. It goes from there to there, which means that if I want to pick up water, I probably be better if I get water. Um, oh, I need to construct roads first. Okay. Alright then, let's start roads first. Here we are. Can I choose? No, I can't. I can only use one road at the moment. This is the road which you are. Let me put it on pause because I'm not gonna use anyway. A little explanation. As you can see, these are the roads, and we have these squares along the road. This is actually where you can have construction built along the roads. Currently, the road system is set to snap, which means it snaps into place. And well, you just find it. Oh, hold on, because here we have one-way street, which I believe I can. Let's see. Upgrade. Oh, this is the wrong way around. So how do we do this then? Hold on. I believe I need to do it the other way around. How do we do that? Okay, this is the right way. So how do I do this then? Oh! Other mouse button. This makes these roads one-way roads, which is useful because now we can be certain that we have no cross traffic on these roads. I'm going very slow. Now I can actually use this button, which is going to show me where the most wind is in our area. And as I suggested before, it was on top of the mountains, but especially over here along this area of the mountain. But I believe we could put a wind turbine over here. No, that's outside our area. So it has to be built over there. So let's start by putting in a windmill. I keep saying it. I keep calling it windmill. I mean turbine. And of course we're gonna need a power line towards our starting city. Let's start with a single line over here and a line over here, because here is where we're going to put our water pump. This is a water pumping situation, which means we're going to have the water over here, and this is where we're going to dump the water, which is going to go over here, because the flow of the river is going to make sure that all the sewage is now going to go out my city and not in my city. I need a pipe for that, and I'm going to need a pipe for that. And what you're supposed to do is connect these pipes. This will actually form a circuit. Okay, but I still need to power up, of course, both the heating. Oh, what is this? I do not know what this is. Oh well. What was I saying? Oh yes, power. I need to power up these pumps. So let's put a power line over there, and I need to power up the sewage as well, which means I need to have a power line over there. Okay, and let's get back to water. And now I know that here is the water, and there is the pumps are now connected to the power grid. I need to know a bit more about wind. No, that I do not need to know. I am going to. What is this? Traffic routes. Doesn't show up yet. So what I need to do now is. Okay, here you can see. You can go very into detail on all these things. You can adjust the roads. You can add or toggle traffic lights or stop signs or routes. This is very interesting, and it's going to make a nice little puzzle later on in the game. But we still don't have anyone living in the city, so we need to create some living areas. Let's zoom in a bit more, and we have, oh, this is not connected yet. Now it is. Okay, so these roads are now connected to the highway, but they're not connected yet to any city, which I'm going to do right now. Am I doing this the right way? Nope. So we're going to make a connecting over here, which means we can now people going into the city and people going out. And I would suggest to put houses over here. Oops. Yes. And we have some commercial over there, but we need to find out where the water is. So we're gonna have the water mains over here. Let's zoom out a bit. Okay. Yes, and now we're going to assign areas. So as I said, this is going to be residential, which is, as you can see, green. And we have some commercial which is going on later, but let's put it in right now. So here's commercial. And in the dead center, we're not going to put anything. So let's see what happens when I let the game now flow. Let's see what happens. So we know they have power. Oh, wait a minute. Do they have power? That's a good question. I don't think they have. Hold on, that's what I forgot. We need to have power. So that means we need to have a power line over here and a power line over here. And hopefully we can move these power lines later. Alright, let's get back to the normal view. And let the game run its course. Okay. So now what you do is to wait to see if people will actually start. Oh, here we are. The first buildings are going in. Now power is distributed through these power lines, but also between buildings. So if we have a building connecting to the power line over here, it will form a circle, as you can see, a circle of influence, and here we are. You can see all this is now blue, which means that all of this is now connected to each other. There's nothing over here yet, but of course that is because that is where the commercial is going to go. So let me turn back to this, and we have a nice little mountain town starting to appear over here. People are a bit disgruntled yet, not quite sure why that is, but we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, I really like this mountain view and all this mountain in the distance. I've put the game on normal speed. Maybe later we're going to put it on faster speed, but for now I like the normal speed. Okay, a little explanation over here. We have here the number of people who are in the city, which is still 0 for some strange reason. This is our total amount of money we have at the moment, which is 31,770. Sorry, 31,735. And every week we are losing 971, let's say, dollars because of infrastructure. We need to pay, of course, for the roads. We need to pay for the water and the sewage and all that. So at this moment we are losing money because nobody has actually started living in a city yet, and nobody's starting to pay taxes yet. That is hopefully going to change pretty soon. Okay, let's see when the first residents will enter our city. The demand, as you can see, is over here. This is residential demand, commercial demand, and industry or office demand. And at the moment the demand for commercial is rising, and that is weird because I have actually cleared this area for commercial construction. This is still blinking because nothing is connected to this power line, but that is soon to change. Sphere of influence already expanding. Oh, there is something going to be built over there. Here we have our first commercial building starting to appear. The demand for residential areas has diminished, and we can see we now have 164 people in a city with a gain of 144 each week in the plus. That means this is going to drop our, we're going to get out of the red, hopefully soon enough. Okay, buildings are starting to get up, and we need to build some industries soon. And the problem with industry, of course, is that it creates pollution. So we're not going to build it straight along the residential area. Let's put it on hold again. Oops. No. Hold. Okay, industrial. Where I'm going to put industrial? Preferably as far away from the city itself as possible. Let me see where I should start building that. Now I won't be able to build over there because it will be far expensive to have a bridge over there. However, what I can do, let's see now. Wind is over there. What I can do is put it over here, because this is probably a point where there's going to be a lot of pollution, noise pollution anyway, because of these wind turbines. So let me put it in a road. There is a road over here. Let's start with a normal road for now. Let's go over here. And let's go over here. Okay, let's put in some industrial. And as you can see, this line has now been cut, so I need to make sure that it's connected again. Hold on. Okay, now it's connected again. Okay, let's get rid of this. And let's see what happens if there will be commercial, sorry, not commercial, industry is going to be built over here at Holmes Street, apparently it's called. So let's wait a few seconds, and I already see something emerging over there. Yes, they're starting to build industry. Now later on, these markers will all start to light up. We get information about pollution, noise pollution, traffic situation, and plan your next move. Okay, buildings are starting to emerge, and this is still not connected, but we can remove this section. If we click on electricity, we can see the amount of electricity is in the green, which means there is enough electricity for everything. Oops, I forgot water. There is no water line over here, so let me put it on pause again. Nope. On pause again. And I need to, of course, add a let's see. Hold on. How am I going to do this? I'm going to put a pipe over here. This is going to be connected to this over there. And when I start the game up, you're going to see it start getting blue, and now water is going through to over here, which means that these are now getting water as well. Let's see, we now have 204 people in our city, and the weekly income is still in the red, but it's not as much as it was. Let's get back to the city itself. We have a problem here with this electricity. It's not connected over there, but it is no longer necessary. It's already connected to the other line. So I can remove this line. Okay, and I can see that the demand for industry is still not satisfied apparently at the moment. I have to keep it in view. Yes, there's still, well, there's no more room to build for them, so... Oh, there are some places over here they can build. So let them build over here. Okay. That reduces demand for industry. Yeah, you can see now our income is now slowly creeping out of the red, and we're now going in the positive, which means that every week we're now adding to our bank total. Here we have traffic coming in, and they're all going straight to industry. There are actually people walking towards the industry, which means that In the future, we're gonna probably need a bus route over there. Oh well. Slowly but steadily, we are growing a city. Let me put it on pause again. This symbol over here is the milestone symbol, and when you reach 320 people in your city, you are called a little hamlet, and you get several additional items you can use, like schools, healthcare, garbage, and so forth. And well, we are almost there. We have now 318 people, so in a few seconds we're probably going to find out that we are okay. We have now entered the little hamlet. Achievement, which allows us several additional icons, and let me take a look at those icons right now. As you can see, they're starting to pop up. We now have garbage. Now, still a very small city, so the garbage production is quite low, but we have to take care of it pretty soon. Education. All these houses are red, which means that they're all uneducated, these people. 100% are uneducated, so we can actually build schools. That's what we're going to do pretty soon. However, the industry relies on uneducated workers. I know it seems weird, but that's how it works. Happiness. Reasonably happy, but yeah. Residential happiness is not so very high. Health is also not too high. No health services. And this is interesting. Pollution, which in the city is nowhere to be seen, but here in industry we have a very high pollution. When it comes to noise pollution, yeah, those wind turbines produce a lot of noise pollution, which means that you can't put these near areas where people live. Apparently, these also produce noise pollution. This is weird, these commercial things. So we probably need to move those away from the area as soon as possible. So let's continue on building additional areas for people to live. Hold on. Okay, let me see how I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this over here and this over here, so they have a better way of switching lanes, but then I have to remove this, I believe, and then place a road. Nope, that is wrong. That is wrong. This is very wrong. Hold on. What is this, by the way? Snap. I want to place a road over. No. Over here. Yes. Huh. That's weird. Oh, of course, the area, the surface of the Earth is not straight. That is going up over here. It's nice though. Nice to live in this area. We put it all back on the grids. Because we use the grids, as you can see, with the most optimum amount of space to use. Okay. So we have commercial and residential, which is getting requests. Okay, and have to connect over here. Okay. So, commercial, yes. Um, this will remain commercial. And what if we make this residential, as well as this? Right, let's see. What about water? Do they have water? And not over here, so I need to make sure there's a line over there. Okay. And we can start the game back up. And we already see things moving. You see the trucks coming in and make their turn over there towards industry that is thriving. You can see this symbol over here. Oops. So what is the problem with the industry? Not enough workers. They can hire 12, but they already only have 5 at the moment. That's not a problem because we have people coming in. I've added to the residential section. And you can see there are people building houses over there on the hillside. Talking about milestones, as you can see over here, the next milestone is we're halfway there. So that is going to give us additional items for the next area, the next expansion. Buildings are being put up. Ice cream place, and this looks like a restaurant or something like that. And so it's this. What is this? It's a car company, I believe. Okay, let's see. We are now 260 in the plus each week, and we're slowly but steadily growing. And let's see, what about garbage disposal? We have a recycling center. Okay. We can place a... Let's see, where do we place this? This is a garbage pile. And we better make a road first. And we can actually implement a 2-lane gravel road, because these guys, of course, do not require such a specialized road. So, here we are. And let's put a recycling center opposite. Do these guys require power? Yes, they do. So let me put a power line over here. Do these guys require water? I suspect they do as well. Okay. So let's see what happens. Here we have trucks leaving the area. You can actually click it. See? And he is going to go pick up garbage. We can actually follow him. Let's see. We can actually follow this truck. That is nice. We can actually see where he's going. He's already 1% full, 2% full. So he's picking up garbage as he drives along the road. And now you actually have a nice view of your city. This is fun. Because now you can actually see how your city looks like from perspective. You have these roads which have not actually have any. Hey! Oh yeah, this true. This is not the one-way street yet. We need to change that. Okay, where is he going now? He's still at 3% full. He's now at 9%. He picks up garbage, and behind him is another garbage truck. So, why is he stopping? No idea. So he's picking up trash. He's making a turn. Okay, leave him be. What's this, by the way? Let's check this button. What does this do? Oh, you can see his route. That's nice. And here you can see the junctions. This is what I like about this game. You can actually now say I don't want a stoplight over there. Or I don't want that kind of junction over there. Let's see, because I believe there's a junction over here, which I don't think I'm going to need. So now we're going to remove this, and we're going to remove this. So there's no traffic light over here. Is there a traffic light somewhere along this area? No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Leisure. Also not unimportant. We need to make sure that our people in the city are having fun. And at the moment we cannot do anything over here, but soon when we reach a population of 1,000 we can actually do something about that. Outside connections. That is also important for later. Here we can see in color coded how goods are being imported and exported in combination with the traffic over there. And that is for later. So let me take a look at the road situation. Looks all nice. Happiness. All that will change pretty soon when we're going to implement leisure time. And we have the health, which we're probably gonna put in a hospital pretty soon. And education, which is something we're gonna probably put in quite soon as well. Now, what happens when we put in an education center? As you can see, this house is a low-density residential building. There are 3 households in this building. The level is 1 out of 5. That means that it can grow in size. Currently 3 children, 3 teens, and 6 adults living there with 12. That's the total uneducated. So let me do something about that. Let me see if I can actually put a elementary school somewhere. And as you can see, the roads start to get green. That means that all the green roads are affected by the elementary school. So let me put them in. Everybody is happy, and that means that the capacity is 300. That means pretty soon these houses are going to change color, because red means uneducated, and soon people in this area are going to get educated. We can have high schools and universities, but that's for later. Community school, that's for later. We're out of money anyway, because that costs a lot. Healthcare, is that really necessary? Already put in a medical clinic. Well, we could put one across the school, perhaps. And what this does is also increase the value of the land on which these people are living, which is going to increase the happiness. As you can see, houses are now starting to change color. That means they're going from, here the average health, they're going from medium or low to relatively high health. So that is good. Let's take back a look at education. At the moment we have still 100% uneducated. Here it's going to change. We now have 99% uneducated. 1% is going to go to school, which may not look like much, but give it time, it will sincerely change. Now, I have not been paying attention. As you can see over here, we have a very high demand for residential. So let's quickly pick up the pace and let's build some residential areas. And let's build them over here and over here and over here. And they're probably going to be filled in very quickly, especially close by to the school. Now you can see my amount of money is sincerely lower than it was, but not because all the things I just put in. But as people are growing, so is this number. So it's investing. Oh, look how fast they are building. Additional buildings are being put up with high speed. Education. As you can see, certain houses are now no longer red, they are getting brown, which means they are slowly getting educated people inside. You can see we have now 3% which are educated. Let's get back to the health. Now these brown houses are certainly going to go healthier soon. Hey, there's no power over here. Oops, I need to do something about that. Why is there no power? Because, here we are. The amount of electricity is not enough, so we need to put in more wind turbines. But before we do that, we are now a worthy village, which means I now can actually have districts and policies, and I put in police and unique buildings, but that's for later. Let's quickly do something about the power. And whenever you get a achievement, you also get some money, which is very useful. So I could put in some additional power. And here we can see now the arrow is in the back of the green, so that is much better. So all the power problems will soon be gone. Additional symbols have now popped up over here. We now have crime. How's the crime rate? Very low. So there's no need for police right now. National resources. You can use natural resources like ore or oil or stuff like that, or forests or fertile lands to make farms. This area is ripe with forest, so I can put in a forest over here. I mean a forester over here, which is going to make sure that there's going to be wood and stuff like that. Leisure time, they're all red, but I can do something about it right now. I can put in unique buildings. Well, that is to say, I can't afford them yet, but these unique buildings are going to add some to the leisure, but not yet, quite yet, because they're still too expensive. So let that go. Actually, we're waiting for this. Parks and plazas. In order to get that, we need to have. Let's see, what do we need? We need a tiny town. We need to have a population of 1,000, which we're nowhere near yet. The demand for residential is still climbing, so let's start, or let's continue work on that. Let's first change these roads to one-way streets. Okay, that's done. And let's see. Maybe we put a road over here. Oops, sorry, that was not what I intended to do. I want to put in a normal road over there. Um, okay. Okay, they may be unhappy, but okay, let's put in more residential area over here and some over here. How about water? They're good for water. How about electricity? That all looks fine from over here. Okay, we're now in 760 people, and our money is rising by almost 1,000 a week. This looks very good. Very, very good indeed. Demand for residents is still climbing, but they're building. Let's take another look at our education situation, which looks a bit more better now. 10% has an education. And on health, let's see, that looks good as well. We now also have emergency services like the fire department. And if you can look, everything that is red is a danger, is a fire hazard. And a lot of things are red because those are the woods. So what we could do, if we have the money for that, is to put in a fire station or a fireworks tower. Interesting. Let's have police. There's no need for police just yet. And fire station, the cheapest fire station costs 12,000, which we can't put in just yet as well. So it's still looking okay. And now we are already in a tiny town. That was quick? I wasn't even paying attention. We can now do landscaping, which means we can lower and raise the mountains, which I can probably do right now. But this is interesting. Parks and plazas. That is going to change a lot of things. Event policies, use event-related policies to adjust. Also organizing more social events. Interesting. And we have some additional more roads now available. We have pavement roads for pedestrians, bicycle roads. I've never tried one, so let me try that later on. And here we have canals. We can actually make canals, which is nice for later. And we can now implement parks and carousel parks. And what these things do, these parks, these are going to extremely increase the happiness and land value of the area. Because now we can also see this symbol has opened up, land value. And look what happens. The land value currently is low to medium. Now let me put in something like a small park. Park with trees. And let me put that in, it's a bit too big, but Everything within the green circle is going to be affected. Let me put it in here. Wow, everyone's going to be happy, and all the reds are starting to change into brown and later other colors as well, because the land value is also going to rise. Let's take a look. As you can see, it's now darker blue over here. And the more land, the more things you put in there like parts, the more value the land has. What it also does is it's going to increase the urge for people to um, what's it called, to improve their houses. So they're going to break down the house and going to build a nicer house, which is going to raise in levels, not just in education, also levels in happiness and so forth, which is going to be very effective. As you see, our income is now going up very high, but we're going to be needing some additional industry. So let me see if I can actually give them some more industry. I really don't like putting in those, but I do know that the more educated your people are, the less industry they're going to be requiring. Let me put it over here. Okay. Oops, that was not intentional. Not over here. No, over here. Oh. Industry. Talk about industry. How are they on power? Yes, they are okay. How are they on water? They are going to be required a new pipeline. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, they are busy building new industry. You can see the ground around it is starting to go gray. That is of course the pollution, which is not good. But we might actually plant some trees or things like that to prevent the pollution going towards the habitable areas, the residential areas. Now we still require more residents. So I think let's take a look at pollution. Let's look at pollution. Where is the pollution? The connection, no. Noise pollution, okay. Pollution. Okay, I can continue work on residential area over here. Let's see. That doesn't fit. Hold on. Let me remove this piece of road. We'll pull this one through and then put this over here. Okay, that will allow us to put in okay. Right. So residents, more residential areas they require. Alright. Well, here you go. Build your heart's content. Do they have water? Nope, they don't. Okay, we'll... Okay, we'll... Now. Ooh, what have we here? Crime is going to start popping its ugly head. So it's time to put in a police station. One which is preferably in the center of town, so which actually we can reach all the areas, and that would probably mean that I need to break something down. Oh, I'll put one over here. Okay. And we can see the colors of the houses starting from red into blue. That costs a nice little penny, but it's okay. Oh, it's interesting. We'll check it out later. How are we on education at the moment? We're probably going to need a new school pretty soon. Elementary school, a high school, a community school. How much is a community school? It costs 12,000. Let's wait a few seconds before to install this. We'll print it over here, I suppose. Okay, how are we on our finances? We get about 1,300 a week, 155 persons each week coming into the city, and it looks like commercial requires. Okay, let's put in some more commercial then. Nope, not like that. Like, nope, not like that either. Well, like this. Commercials like shops and so forth. Okay, 12,000. We can put it in a community school, which is going to hopefully help a lot of people. Do they have water? Yes. Do they have power? Yes. Why is this blinking? I have no idea what this is blinking. Anyway, what I do see is now that I can remove these power lines because they are no longer needed. This area is getting power from the line as it is. Okay. And they're all connected again. That does mean that actually I can now fill in this as well as this. How are we doing at the moment? We're doing fine. Let's see, look at education. Okay. We have a capacity of 550 people and 300 are currently eligible for going to school, which means that we're very nicely balanced. High school, we don't have any high schools yet. How is the rest of us doing? Happiness. It's all relative. Industrial happiness is high. Commercial and residential happiness, could be better. And oh, you're not happy. So let's change something about that. Let's see if we can actually build some park. Let's see what happens now with our happiness. And now they're light blue, as you can see, which means they're more happy over. Let's see. No, this is changing. They are starting to get light blue, as you can see. And the land value is also going to go up now. This is dark blue. This has no value at all, this commercial zone. Let's take a look at our city. It looks very nice at the moment, isn't it? see over there, looks like a fast foods joint. Digital. Okay, so far city is growing, and once again the residential demand is extremely high. Let's see how I can fill that demand. I don't want to build too close to the industry, so we need to make sure that we're going to stay far away from it. I think we're going to build it like this. And this is also residential. And we may build up this as this and this. They're already starting to build as quickly as I can. This means more people and more money in the coffers. I'm going to continue this stream at the moment until we reach the next milestone. I'm not sure when that is. Let's see. When we reach... When would that be? Boomtown, when we reach 1700 people. Which actually is going to be not so far away now. I am fortunate that industry is not so much in demand. That's good. That's probably because of the schools. So that's okay. Okay. So far so good. The traffic is not a real problem. What is this? Terrain heights. Oh, this is fun. Okay. What was this? Leisure. Leisure is okay over there, not so good over here, but that's for later. The crime rate is still low. That is good. How is it, by the way, on industry? Low as well. Fire still a problem. Traffic is okay, still green. There's a small orange over here. You see this green arrow over there? That means that that house is expanding. I mean that is, and these are as well, because there were a building over here and there's a new building coming in. So that means they are expanding. Let me go back to normal view. How do I do the normal view? Where was the normal view? Oh, there it is. Boomtown! Okay, we now can purchase a new piece of land. We can now have public transport. We can have a ferry, we can have a bus or a tram or a taxi. And we got some more policies like recycling, recreational use, and we have some interesting kind of roads. Roundabouts, clover leaves, intersection, highway ramps. And this is new for me. 6-lane road with bus, or 4-lane roads, buses or taxis. Tram tracks, ferry pathways, 4-lane highway. All interesting, and this is new pipes, water pipe with heating pipes. This is new. A water pipe that can also transfer heat emission to water use. These pipes have heating facilities in buildings in need of heat. Interesting. We have an advanced wind turbine, cemeteries, bus depot, taxi depots, tram depots, radio mast, emergency shelter. Medical helicopter, boiler station, produce heat systems with cold, old-fashioned boiler station. This is new, I've never seen this before. Ferry stops, ferry depots, a wave power plant. What is this? Oh, that's a kinetic power of water with a 4 power plant. Biofuel bus depot. My, this is all quite new to me. Unique buildings. I can actually put a Statue of Liberty now in. But it's going to draw in tourists. We can't use tourists right now, so let's wait with that. And achievements. Let's put it on pause for a few seconds. And let's look at our city at the moment. It's all looking very nice at the moment. This requires not enough workers. Okay. That is going to change pretty soon because we're going to build up new housing. There was something else which is new. Yes, public transport we're going to put in, and unique buildings we can put in, landscaping, which is not going to, we're not going to touch it right now. And we have this advanced wind turbine, which costs a little bit more, but delivers more power. And I think we're going to probably put one down right now. But I'm going to... Oh, what's this? What's over here? A building has burned down. So we're going to remove the rubble, so a new building can be built over there pretty soon. Before we stop, how are we on power? This is now connected, so we're probably not going to be needing these power lines anymore. Let me remove this power line, which will allow us more flexibility for construction. See, there is a connection over here already. And it's already a connection over there as well. No, there isn't. Aha. How are we on the landfill side? 3% full, that's not much. And the recycling center, currently in use. Only 2 of 15 trucks are in use. And it is producing stuff. Interesting. Interesting. So, this will do it for now. Thank you for watching. I said we're going to stream until 11, but we're going to end it here for the moment. We're going to continue pretty soon with our little village. Thank you for watching, and can we actually... Oh yeah, we can buy additional lands. Well, not right now. I'm going to save the game. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time for City Skylines.